Huge weight loss transformations get views. I know. Our keto carnivore community loves challenges because they usually result in huge weight loss transformations and also incredibly impactful new behaviors for people. Sort of like that BBBE challenge, so beef, butter, bacon, eggs, where people just get pulled into ketosis and the weight loss seems effortless. But how sustainable is weight loss that you lose from a challenge? I've watched lots of people who do these challenges. They get some level of results. I know because they talk about the results that they got. And it's cool to see because usually the people are so proud of themselves and all the progress that they made. But the problem is that not long after, when I'm watching follow up videos, I notice that the theme of how do we stick to our diet and back to struggling over what I should be eating comes back to their content. They seem to have trouble sticking to carnivore or keto and maintaining the progress they made while they were doing the challenge. They're chasing garbage again. And that's the part that gets my attention. They talk about chasing junk food, about being tempted again. Like, this tells me that they either completely fell off plan and ate like junk food, or they ate so much healthy food, so much keto carnivore foods that they still ended up putting themselves above what they should have been eating and therefore re-engaged their chasing, re-engaged their addiction. The challenge didn't lead to lasting weight loss and solutions for their diet because the challenge didn't give them deeper understanding of what the food we eat does in our bodies and how it helps our bodies to heal and lose weight. They still don't understand the impact of healthy food on their body or garbage food on their body. I've had a lot of people ask me if I've ever done that sardine challenge. And from what I understand of the challenge, it's targeting this problem that we have of sticking to eating keto or carnivore, typically carnivores, long term. That by choosing to say, well, if I get hungry, I'm going to eat sardines because you really have to be hungry to eat only sardines every day for however many days that you say you're going to do it for, because that just tells you that you're hungry. If you're not hungry, you're not going to just eat sardines. Here's the thing, I've never done the sardine challenge because I already eat on plan every day. I eat on plan every day because I've decided to eat on plan every day because eating on plan just makes sense for me. I've never encouraged other people who struggle to eat on plan to do the sardine challenge. And that's because, first of all, it doesn't make sense to me that if I have to force myself to eat on plan by doing this challenge, that it means something long for me long term, first of all. But second of all, I could encourage myself to eat on plan by just eating foods that I like when I'm hungry that are on plan. But the bigger reason that I don't ever encourage anyone to do the sardine challenge, Wellness Warrior, is that somewhere near the beginning of my keto life, and I'm not sure when it was, I learned that tin cans and, well, actually, most packagings that we put foods in, they have like plastic inside of them. I understand that to close up these packages, you need to actually put heat on the tin can to seal it up. And then that would put the plastic into our food. Well, in my mind, that's not healthy. Not even in my mind. In reality, that's not healthy. Plastics in our foods have a damaging impact on our health because there's some chemical in plastics that impact our hormones and impact our, like, it's just bad for us. Can I add that we don't have control over the temperature that these cans are traveling at? So I don't know if they're shipping these cans in refrigerated containers to make sure that after they've shipped, they don't experience heat again. Because guess what? It doesn't take much heat to transfer the plastics that are harmful to us to the food and water that's in the container. Just 25 degrees Celsius, which is like 77 degrees Fahrenheit, transfers those dangerous plastics into our food, therefore into our body, Wellness Warrior. I know that it doesn't take much to heat up a can because I forgot a can in my car in the summer, and just a few hours later when I went to pick it up, that was warm, like really warm. Probably, I'm gonna guess more than 25 degrees. I didn't measure the temperature of the can because at the time it wasn't something I thought about. And I didn't eat what was in the can though, because I just assumed it would have spoiled because it got hot. Never even occurred to me that if it would have heated up and cooled down and I hadn't thought about it, that maybe there would have been a problem because of plastics. I've been impressed by the people who said they've done this challenge and had good results. But the more that I think about it, I'm also worried for them because they do the challenge, they get the results they're looking for, so they eat on plan and their weight loss resumes. But are they verifying what's going on with their hormones? Are they verifying any cell damage that could be happening because those plastics cause cell damage? Are they verifying any gut issues that could be created because those plastics cause gut issues? I doubt they are, because this side of the story is never talked about. This challenge, sardine challenge, I've heard doctors talking about, but they don't talk about the negative repercussions of eating canned foods. Is it because they think that in the short term, this is more important? So getting your diet back on track is more important than the little bit of plastics you might take in? Okay, but that's still a person eating plastic tainted food, Wellness Warrior. That worries me. Blindly doing challenges when you don't fully understand the impact of what you're eating and what that will have on your body, on your overall health, not just your weight, on your overall health, I think that's a huge problem, a huge mistake. And I don't believe it's something that any of us should take lightly. Talking about information and like understanding what you're doing. A lot of people have commented on my videos that they're too long, that like I need to get to the point and not give all the details and whatever. But I feel like that contributes to me seeing people doing challenges where you're eating something that could have potentially dangerous impact on your health. My videos are as long as they need to be for me to give you the information that I think you need to have to do the thing for your health that I'm trying to get you to do. This give me the bullet points attitude that we have, that we just want to grab the information that allows us to do the thing that forces our body to lose weight because we think that's going to work, versus getting the information to help us understand why eating a certain way might heal our body and allow our body, when it's healed, to get back to the weight that it always should have been. Not understanding, first of all, that that's the goal, but second of all, knowing that information helps us to make better choices, not just during a challenge, but forever, Wellness Warrior. It's a mistake that I see people making. That means you don't have the information you need to create a healthy diet, lifestyle, way of eating, whatever you want to call this thing, that will last you forever because you're eating the right foods forever. That means that you're vulnerable to food companies and their science that gets us hooked on their foods, and then marketing that tricks us into eating their foods because they're going to present them as if they're not that problematic. They're not that big of a deal. You can eat this thing and still be healthy. And because you don't understand the true impact of what you're eating on your health, you get pulled into it. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs help our body for an actual reason, Wellness Warrior. Animal proteins are what's healthy for our body because it's what our bodies are made of, because it's what our bodies are expecting, and because it's what our bodies build themselves with, and it's the provides the cleanest energy for our body. Any chemical that we eat that interferes with that causes our body to have to deal with toxins, takes our body away from keeping us in a healthy place where we would live our life at a healthy weight, and causes it to start fighting with toxins, causing inflammation, causing damage, and raising our weight, because toxins get stored alongside carbohydrates that are in those foods, get stored in fat.
Today's video is brought to you by my keto consultations. You know how to do keto, but you're having trouble just sticking with it? Book a consultation with me and we're going to get you back on track. The link is in the description.
Let's not allow food companies to trick us into eating garbage, that tricks us into letting toxins in, that tricks us into harming our bodies, that tricks us into gaining weight. Again, let's not do that, Wellness Warrior. Keto and carnivore lifestyles, and this community, this keto carnivore community that we are building, is being built because people like me learned something and want to share it with all of you. We want to share it because we know that you, just like me, didn't have this information, and that's why your life was difficult. That's why my life was difficult. I didn't know that this was what I needed to live my life at a healthy weight. We've come together, and this community is about sharing quality information. Yes, let's share the information, not just the cheat codes that are going to get you to do a behavior that you don't understand. That allows companies to grab you back. I'm sharing the information so that when you have somebody that you meet, you can share the information, and so on and so on, and we all get healthy. And 30 years from now, this isn't a problem anymore. I want you to have more people like you to talk to every single day. So there's a link in the description to the Wellness Squad. Go down there, join the community, start talking to each other, start talking to me. I want to know what you want me to talk about. I want to know where you're actually struggling. I want to know why you aren't eating on plan, Wellness Warrior. And I want to give you a safe place to talk about it, where you're not worried about people who aren't eating like you with their crazy comments and not understanding why you don't just eat the cake and exercise more. In our community, we talk about how we eat keto every day. What are the strategies? What are you doing? That's part of the reason that needing a challenge to do it seems so counterintuitive to me. Because if you made a commitment to yourself to eat on plan every single day, because it's healthy, because it helps you to feel good, because it helps your body to heal, and because you understand that a healthy body regulates its weight, you want to eat on plan no matter what. The sardine challenge, in my opinion, the BBE challenge, all the challenges, the egg challenge, all these challenges, in my opinion, seem to be setting people up with the idea that you can force your body back into a ketogenic state, and somehow that's opened the door to people that if they ate off plan for some reason, which a lot of them seem to do that are in this constant talking about these challenges, they eat off plan and then they do a challenge and then they eat off plan And and that's where I feel like it's encouraging yo-yo dieting. And that's not what our community is about. Our community is about coming together to discuss why eating healthy every day helps your body to stay at its normal good weight because it's healthy and it's not struggling with all these metabolic issues that was causing it to be overweight. Wellness warrior. When we try to force our body to lose weight, it doesn't work. When we try to force our body to lose weight, all we're doing is cycling in and out of eating on plan and then not eating on plan. And then, they keep telling me, oh, keto and carnivore are restrictive. They aren't. But when we put these kind of parameters on what we're doing, and we aren't just eating beef, butter, eggs, and bacon because we love it, we're eating it because we're trying to force an agenda, that's when it becomes problematic. What you eat is a decision that you make. And you're either making that decision based on your good health and trying to make your body feel as good as you can, or you're making that decision based on the fun taste of what you're about to eat. I started making these keto videos because keto saved my life. It allowed me to go back to living the way that I wanted to live. That meant doing my activities and using my body for real. I mean, right? Not just hobbling from one spot to another, using my body for real. Companies are just waiting for us to be tempted. So in the squad, talking to people who are just like you don't have to worry about advertisements from these companies. You don't have to worry about people who are eating a standard diet questioning what you're doing. It's just people who get it. And don't be afraid to learn new things, please. We need to understand how our body works so that we can give our body what it actually needs. When you know how your body works, you're going to make better decisions about the meals you're putting together. And if you make better decisions about the meals you put together, you're going to have better health. You're going to have the weight you want to have. And by the way, if you've been trying to figure out why it is that I don't eat off plan, it's because I understand that when I eat off plan, my body suffers. You can do it too. Just start right now. If you need some motivation, this video on the screen right here is my weight loss transformation, 80 pounds. It explains why I'm talking about this, but more importantly, what I learned that helped me to stay on track. So click on that video. I'll meet you over there.